is Michael Guerra, and my topic is the 5 agents of evolutionary change. The first agent I'm going over is mutation. Mutation is a molecular alteration in the genetic material. For mutation to have an evolutionary significance, it must occur in a gamete, like a sperm or an egg carried by females. It will be carried on one of the individual chromosomes. During meiosis, the chromosome carrying the mutation has only a 50% chance of passing the allele to an offspring. The only way for new variations can be produced. The next agent is gene flow. Gene flow is the exchange of alleles between populations. It's the long-term patterns of mate selection can cause significant changes in gene frequency. A good example of this is African Americans. They're largely of West African descent, but there has been some considerable influx of alleles from non-African populations. The third one I'm going to go over is the assortative mating. It is the purposeful selection of mates based on the presence or absence of certain traits in potential mating partners. It's also called non-random mating or sexual selection. Typically, in this type of mating, they frown upon undesirable traits that will diminish over time as the organisms have these traits are less reproductively successful. A good example of this is like mammals. You see lions, even elephants. They're always fighting over. The males are continuously fighting over who's going to be the one mating with the females. The next one I'll go over is genetic drift. Genetic drift is the random fluctuation of allele frequencies. It can change in either direction, associated with typically small populations, and there are 2 variants. The first one being the founder effect, which occurs when a small migrant band of founders colonize a new area away from the parent group. An example of this would be like seagulls on one island, and a group of them fly off and start their own little colony in a new island, and so they're going to have their own genetic characteristics. The next one is the bottleneck effect, which occurs when circumstances dictate that only a select number of individuals will survive to reproduce. A good example of this is the northern elephant seal. In 1890, there were only around 20 individuals due to the overhunting of the species, and today there's recorded over 30,000, but a lot of those have the same genetic traits because there were so few of them left. The last one I'd like to go over with is natural selection. It's the most popular one that everyone typically knows about. It's the differential reproductive success in a population due to heritable variance among population. Process whereby organisms better adapted to their environment tend to survive and produce more offspring. The theory of its action was first fully empowered on by Charles Darwin and is now believed to be the main process that brings about evolution.